Bro, when I was taking loot, just blown account, challenge failed, challenge failed, challenge failed, and you just get tired of it. You get tired of it and you're like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. And then you have to, look within yourself. Why am I doing this? Why? Understand that everything comes down to a psychological, especially in the markets, a psychological way of thinking, and
Welcome back, everyone. You are tuning in to Fortune's Funding Payout Stories with your host, Sir Hans Felix in the flesh. And so today we have the Honorable Mr. Harin Moreno. You know what I'm saying? If you ever watch WWE, that's pretty much when the John Cena scene comes in. Yo, bro, it's a pleasure to have you, man. We are live in effect. And whenever somebody steps into this series, they've had a payout, and we have to hear the backstory. So, bro, tell us about yourself, man. You have the floor.
Okay, so my name's Harin Moreno. I'm at the moment 24 years old, turning 25. Been trading for 5 years as of October 8th. No, October 18th. It's been an interesting 5 years, that's for sure. Started trading so long after leaving high school or graduating high school. Became an apprentice as an electrician, and I found out really fast that I didn't want to do that. So I got into trading through a buddy of mine, and then through trials and error, I found out this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
That's usually how you end up finding out, bro. Through trial and error. Because you're like, man, not this, then what?
And what was that?
What? Sometimes you just got to figure out through trial and error that if not this,
then what?
And it's like, the thing is, too, even if you walk away from it, even if you've gotten, a whole bunch of terrible situations that came out of it, you still know, like, even if you were to take a break or even if you were to do it on the side, this is something you will never part ways with for the rest of your life. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. And that saying is what kept me going through all the hardships. If not this, then what? I wasn't going to be an electrician. I wasn't going to be, in an office. No, man. I just couldn't do it, and bro, it's just that saying right there. If not this, then what? Just really gets you through the battles and all the losses that you're gonna encounter.
Absolutely. And so let me ask you, man. So what was it like in the first of 2 years? What type of strategies would you go about that didn't work so well? Or like, when did you realize that, okay, this is the strategy for me? Or yeah, let's hear this side of your story.
So at first, I didn't know what I was doing. I was trading based on, I would say, greed, trying to just grow a small account, blowing it. And I kept doing that, for about a couple months. And then I heard about FTMO. And once I got involved with FTMO, that's where my game and my trading started to change, because that's when I was, I had all these parameters that I didn't know how to approach. So how to approach it in a very meticulous way,
Right.
So doing that and, risking 1% and 2% and not going through the thresholds and so on and so forth, that's how I learned how to structure my risk, right?
Yep.
Once I learned how to structure my risk, then that's when I started to understand how the market correlated between timeframes. The only thing that got me back then was overtrading for sure, and not sticking to a routine, and not thinking of in probabilities mindset.
That's a true thing, man. So, wow, you said something very important. When did you figure out your when we overtrade, that means we have a very large appetite. When did you start to eat in portions?
Bro, when I was taking loot, just blown account, challenge failed, challenge failed, challenge failed, and you just get tired of it. You get tired of it, and you're like, okay, I'm doing something wrong, and then you have to, look within yourself. Why am I doing this? Why? Understand that everything comes down to a psychological, especially in the markets, a psychological way of thinking. And I got to. I'm sorry. What was the question again? I don't want to get off the.
Oh, you are actually answering it. I was wondering, when did you start realizing, like, okay, I need to control my appetite, how much trades that I get into. Like, I need to know when I'm satisfied. I need to know when I'm full. I need to know when it's time to stop trading and withdraw. So, like, that's where you were.
Okay, so that would have to be. Took me about 3 years to actually start eating in portions
Mm.
because I was well, what's the saying? Eating like a bird and shedding like an elephant.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, man, it took me 3 years to understand, that I need to. It's not a sprint. It's a
Mhm.
marathon, and just so many cuts, man, that you have to just understand that you have to stop over trading. You gotta, 1 or 2 trades a day. Did that answer the question or?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. And you don't have to be nervous, bro. Like, we're having a real man-to-man conversation about the charts.
All
The
right.
topic just so happens to be the charts, but it's really beyond the charts, and you're doing pretty well. Sometimes I find in these interviews that people start to really have this aha moment, like, oh wow, holy crap, I'm literally having an interview about my journey. And for the most part, many people have never had that moment of just self-realization, or had to voice and process their journey out loud up until this moment, where it might not mean too much for some people, but it's like, wow, it's not just about being interviewed. It's like, I'm going through the chapters of my life that added up to me having this payout, which means so much to me, no matter how much it is. But it's like, wow, now my sacrifices are now the manifestation of what was worth this whole entire journey, because now somebody's asking me about my input on how I got here, you know?
Right.
So, like, take this moment for what it is, bro, and really bask in it. Because I'm pretty sure if I were to ask you right now, like, is this the first time you are having an interview about your performance and like how you've made it so far into this journey?
Yeah, this is my first interview, 100%. This is the first time I get to shine a light on, what got me here, and hopefully somebody can take, anything from this interview, then push through their limitations that, they, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
So
so,
thanks for that, man. I appreciate it.
yeah, it's very important. It's very important to be in the moment and realize what this moment means at the same time. It is what we call the process of thinking about thinking, metacognition, you know?
Right.
So this is great, bro. I mean, and I love the background. I've always loved
Um,
that poster. It's just like, I know you got that beast, that dog in you, bro. You got that beast.
bro, thanks for that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a gift. I seem to see things beyond things. So I like to use that gift too within these interviews, because I know, like, at the end of the day, you take home something that's bigger than this moment. And to me, that is the most important thing, and why I like doing these interviews. But while I'm at it, since you have this bull, this raging bull, are you a sneakerhead?
I am a sneakerhead.
Do you have, let me see if my powers will work. Do you have some infrared sixes?
No, I don't have infrared sixes. No, 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 no.
Dang.
Close, close.
Those are one of my favorites. But when I see the background, that's what I thought about.
The
And the
infrared.
thing I thought to ask you was, like, do you like bullish setups or do you like bear setups?
Man, I like bear setups for sure. I actually flip. So if I'm right now, when I was trading, GJ's been bullish for the last couple of days, and for me to catch the bullet move last week, to catch the bullish move last week, I had to flip my chart upside down to really capture the move to the
Yeah.
upside. Because I'm good with sells.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. I've done that before.
Yeah, man, it helps for
It comes
sure.
in handy on
It
Trading
does.
View. Yeah. That invert scale, yeah, that
It
joint comes in handy, boy. Because
does.
some of us are not visually ambidextrous. So it's like we see things one way and we're more inclined to see things in that particular um, trend. So, like, what the invert scale does for me too is like, if I saw the setup that I usually like on a bear standpoint, I flip it and I'm like, all right, how do I get better at loving the same type of setups on a bullish tip? And it worked. It worked, bro. I've literally, yeah, I've tricked my mind into becoming more comfortable both ways in on the markets. So we were talking before this interview went into full recording, and you were gonna tell me what your favorite pair was.
My favorite pair.
Yeah.
So for the last 4 years, I've been trading GJ. I know
Okay.
GJ like the back of my hand. I catch the counter trends, the normal trends. That's what I normally trade. I trade gold. Gold, I'm still trying to master gold. I've had some beautiful wins on gold that I'm proud of, but gold is slippery. Um, but gold and US 30. So I'm dabbling into US 30 at the moment, trying to master it and eventually, get some wins off of it. I like the RR. I've been taking paper trades for the last 2 months and I see a nice, and like the strategy works on the pair. But I only traded during New York. As for GJ, man, I trade GJ all around the clock.
Yeah.
Wherever it makes sense to enter, I enter. Um, yeah, man. That's so GJ, gold, and US 30.
Cool. You said you like bearish setups. The funny thing is, GJ is like a stock, yo. It's always bullish until it gets to a point where it exhausts. Did you notice that?
Yeah, man. It happened last week at 182 800, and
Yeah.
that's yeah. And then we got a double top last week,
Right.
and that's what was that?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and yeah, I understand what you mean about GJ. It's like a stock, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
it's fun, man. I enjoy trading GJ.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Um, so you said you caught GJ Sell last night in London. How was that?
Man, I took a small loss. It stopped me out by half a pip, and I entered. I gave it a second try, risked about 10 pips, and as soon as I seen bearish momentum on lower time frames, I entered, and I think I caught about 78 pips today. So my appetite, it's around 100 to 200 pips,
Okay.
and that's how I've. What was that?
At least you know.
Yeah, man. That's my appetite. I'm not satisfied with 40, 50 pips. I need, 100 or more to feel
Wow.
good, but the market's not going to give you that so you got to take what you can get, and you can't be greedy. That's also you can't be on the charts. You can't be greedy. And you got to be able to take it on the chin. If you lose or win, it doesn't matter. The next trade is right around the corner.
That's a fact. And you had to learn that the hard way. Huh.
Yeah, man, you learned the hard way, man. And I most people, it's not about most people, but you can't have you can't have lip service. It has to be, you got to mean it. You want this shit, man. If not, this shit ain't gonna happen at all.
That's a fact, bro. That's a full fact. So, um, wow. Let's get into your payout. So how much did you get paid by Fortune's funding?
Around 3K on my
Hey,
first payout.
all right. So was this your first payout
No, I've had a couple with Fortunes or other prop firms.
with Fortune's or any other prop firms?
With Fortunes, this is my first payout. With other prop firms, I've had small payouts, and like we were talking before the interview, the 25% that never got paid out.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So this is around my seventh payout with a prop firm.
Wow. That's amazing. So what do we have that other simulated firms maybe you didn't quite like, but you like about us?
Man, I would have to say the trust. I met James a couple times, and just the person running it, man. I got duped out at 25K, and I want to be somewhere where I know I'll be taken care of. And at Fortunes, I was taken care of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I ask this question all the time, and we always get the same exact answer, almost like it's a script. But I just want to say, like, we don't even script these interviews. I just get to know the person for just a small second, and then I'm like, all right, let's not get into it too much because we want it to be authentic. So we really appreciate that, man. And shout out to brother James. And that is one of the main reasons why we became friends. And like there's not a lot of integrity in this space. And when you do meet somebody who's really genuine and just goes all out, they typically make really good CEOs and really good leaders. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely something that might have aligned with you as well. So in your personal life, like what character traits do you see has been in line with your trading?
What's been in line with my trading?
Yep. Good and
I would
bad.
say, what was that? Good and
Good
bad?
and bad. We're not gonna get all cute.
Right.
Let's get into it. Let's get into the ugly.
Man, I would have to say, so good, it would have to be the self-discovery. I'm fascinated with how this moves. I've always been fascinated with banks since a little kid. So this is what I was meant to do, man. I love trading. So that's a good. The bad, I would have to say the hardships that come with it,
True.
and not breaking down because this shit will test you, man, to your core, like gut checks after gut check after gut check. But you can also see if you're a greedy person through this as well. That's something that I've noticed as well. That's bad, but inherently we're all, you know, greedy as a species. So I'm not surprised by that, but that's the good and the bad, I would have to say.
Yeah, I mean the market makers are definitely greedy and they have the upper advantage as well. There's a reason why a lot of brokers and platforms are here. It's because that data is fed to the institutions so that they can see the majority of the people's positions, the retail positions, so that they can go against it. That's greed. That's literally playing unfair. So the fact that we're able to even get just a smidge off of the market, that's a win.
Um,
So where do you see yourself in these next couple of years now that you realize full on that this is something that you want to do for the rest of your life?
Man, I would say the next 5 years, since I've just, creased, I just crossed the halfway point of a decade, what in trading. I
Mm-hmm.
would say, man, for sure, a billionaire, man. I'm not gonna leave this earth without becoming a billionaire. That's for sure.
I love that, bro. I love that.
By hook or by crook, it's gonna happen. And man, I haven't even scratched the surface on what I'm capable of. These are just newfound powers, man. Honestly, that
Absolutely.
last 2 years is where I've really honed in on my skill. So for sure, a billionaire, bro.
I love
Hedge fund, I'm not really sure. I don't really want to work for anybody besides myself. But we'll see, man. That's for sure.
like Drake says, we'll see what happens in a decade from now.
Yeah,
It's
man.
real. It's real. Who's your favorite artist?
Favorite artist, man. It would have to be Kanye West at the moment.
Nah, 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 nah.
Yeah,
Wait till I get
and
these.
my money, right? Yeah.
So this who you be listening to when you're in a full on session and you're just in your zone.
What, Kanye?
Yeah, like who else do you listen to when you're like
Oh
trading?
man, I listen to a lot of Key Glock. You know,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I'm a big like street music head. Yeah,
I've been getting bag after bag after bag. Yeah, presidential
I'm
Kelly. Hey, that's what's up, bro. Okay,
man,
I can see us going live together one of those days. Just catching a few pips, bro. I have
bro.
not actually done something like that, but I'm usually the one like teaching and doing that's like a host or whatever. But like my private classes and private sessions with my students, like I could definitely see us just jumping in, talking about life. It's an opportunity for us to really get to know each other. With this platform, and you just never know where that takes us. We definitely have been seeing a lot of different types of personalities that we align with at Fortune's Funding. Some people are living all the way in Nigeria, China, and Indonesia, and so it's really good when we get to have conversations with traders that are right in our backyard, in South Florida, where fortunes is actually based, since you know the CEO is also based there too. But what would you say is your favorite session, even though you trade GJ in different instances?
My first session, it would have to be the crossover between London and US. That's where I get
Mm,
the pumps.
the
That's where I get the
5
takeouts.
a.m. to 8 a.m.
Yeah, man. So I normally get up at 5 a.m. and that's where I
Oh,
start trading, or start trading.
mm,
So, man, within that time frame from 5 to 10 is where you have all that liquidity being pumped through, and you have fake outs. You have, bro, it's a bunch of bullshit. I normally try to get in at their stop loss. Cliche as it might sound, their stop loss will be my entry. So I try not to get faked out as much as possible, but still happens from time to time.
yeah. And so one thing I like about what you just said too is like between 5 to 8, if price finish sweeping the liquidity like by 4:45 or 5, boy, that price gonna go one direction for the next 3 hours.
That
I
was
bet
GJ
you didn't know
yesterday. That was GJ yesterday, man. I was on sales for GJ since Sunday night. And man, we had beautiful price action to go down. And bro, it just shot up. It just exploded up. I took my L, closed my computer, and got off the charts.
that. Yeah, you didn't realize there was fundamental news coming. There
Bro,
was
I actually did know it was coming, but because I do look at the fundamentals.
yeah,
But,
but you didn't
dude,
expect that sell to happen. You didn't
no,
expect the buyout to happen before the sell.
yeah, man, no, I didn't. I didn't. I thought we were just gonna. I thought if we broke 182, 800, that's a supply level. So I thought we weren't gonna go back there and revisit it, but we did.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Let's show the people what we're talking about. Go ahead. Let me go. Let me allow you the opportunity to share your screen if you don't mind.
yeah, let's do it. My truck's a little messy right now, but
Oh
hey,
no,
it's all
that's fine, bro.
so raw.
Let's see. Let's see the madness. You're a Kanye West fan anyway, so let's see the beautiful, dark, twisted. Yeah.
That's my favorite album by him. Yeah, yeah, Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh yeah. Definitely a good album. Classic. Classic. All right. You ready to share your screen?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have to do that, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
My bad, bro. I'm not really too familiar with the Zoom thing. I'm just here
Oh, you
waiting.
good, bro? You good?
All right. Can you see art?
In a second, we will. Hey, there goes that cell, mama.
So what do you want me to break down for you? The sell?
Yeah, so go ahead and break down why you took the entry and when did you expect price to actually sell off and things of that nature. Nothing crazy, just quick.
I got you.
Right
I got
ahead.
you. Got you. So I've been catching sells on GJ since, bro. So we've been making lower highs on GJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see that we've had a support level or a supply level at 182, 800.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry. So I've been catching buys, buy, sell, buy, and then here's where I got faked out right here. This is last week. So I'm just breaking down the process of how I've been trading GJ.
Yep.
So then I see that we made a double top. I got stopped out within, I think, 182, 400. Price sold off. And then we've been making lower high points the whole time. Last week we had let me see, where's it at? Is this the craziest chart you've ever seen?
Nah, I've seen crazier, bro.
Yeah.
But I can see what you're seeing, and I don't have any problems with it. So like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've already seen my charts. I know the setup. I didn't get to
Mm-hmm.
catch it because it was so early and I was out and about. And when I came home, I crashed. So, but I was anticipating the sell for GJ.
What for GJ yesterday?
Yeah, the thing is, I knew price was gonna have to buy before it sold because that's usually what they do before PMI. And so, like, what they'll do is they'll buy crazy in the beginning of Asia or
Mm-hmm.
late Asia into London. And then what
Okay.
I have to do is wait for price to get to the order block or just to the supply zone. and then I need to see the confirmation of the break and retest between 4 to 5 a.m. And then once I see that type of setup, I'll get in, and I know like I can hold up until like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Because in price, all it will do is just literally go back down to the area of interest where they started buying from. So that's a textbook A plus setup for me. So I know
Okay.
it off the back of my hand. So I just wanted to see how your chart looked like, bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I am long on GJ. I
Okay.
am long on GJs. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna go revisit 180, 183, 700.
Yeah. So you know it's time for us to pull up in London with the snipers, you know?
Bro, hopefully we don't get faked out if are you not longs as well or
I'm looking at potential longs, but we'll see. I actually do hate it when price finishes doing this. I need to figure out what happens a little bit after Asia for me to make my decision, because typically they might just fake it, break and retest into London and continue back down. So that seems like we might be looking at like day two sells, because we just failure swung a 4 hour structure. If you go into the 4 hour, you'll see like we've tested 182.8 or something like that, 182.9 several times. And if you look further into the left here too, this is not the first or the second time. This is the third time that we've tried hitting above 183 and we just could not. So this tells me maybe like if we're exhausting, we might be going a little lower just to take out the liquidity at the bottom where you have these trend lines. But you know, the only way I'll be able to have that confirmation is through price data printed after Asia into London. So I can see if they sweep, break, retest, then I'll take the sell. But if they break, retest, and maintain the floor, then yeah. But I'm leaning towards sells, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, no, bro. Hey, that's something that I like about the chart too, bro. That you're always going against somebody. It's like,
Right.
oh, you know,
And it should not, you should not feel guilty for it, because like, hey, it's a sport, bro. It's a sport,
it
and maybe
is.
that's trade to win.
It is, man. Especially when you're trading with buddies, you can easily like go against them.
Yeah.
And we're still playing a one man sport. It's still you versus you at the end of the day.
Yep.
It still feels good, man, when you know that you're selling and I'm buying, or vice versa. Vice versa,
Right.
you know.
Each of us is paying
Only one man's gonna
price.
be left.
It's
But
true. You're right.
uh,
I like that. You know, I've done that with James a few times. Like he's gone live, and then like, he's like, "Yo, bro, I don't know. I think I'm gonna take sells." I'm like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Hey, bro, I actually am. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I'm gonna take buys." And he's like, "Well, I guess you don't like making money." I'm like, "All right, we'll see, we'll see."
that's funny. That's funny.
But when
You
I
think
went against him, boy, does it feel good. But when he went against me, oh man, it's not easy, bro. Like the XRP, I remember he took sells,
oh,
and
I remember seeing that.
I'm taking buys, and then 3 days later, I hit him up like, "Yo, you still in these sells?" He's like, "I hope you're not in these buys." Oh man, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's
What's your favorite trade? What's your favorite pairs to trade?
honestly, it would have to be GU. But I dabble into gold and EU because I get away with murder with EU because the
You,
stop losses are very tight and small, and you
yeah.
could catch 40, 50 and really increase those lot sizes. And so, yeah, I feel like my first 6, 7 figure day will be with EU. And that could have been one of those types of days, man. Like I put in the back of my mind, but like I hate it when I miss out on a really good setup, like a pristine, beautiful, like, hate it. But how I use that energy is I do a one-on-one session with myself. I map out everything, I take notes, I talk about it, and then I finish off by saying, man, but look where we at today, though. A figure, a skill set that can earn us 6 to 7 figures, like at any time we step on the charts. 5 figures is nothing to us, 4 figures is nothing to us. Like
No, man.
what a skill set, what an opportunity, what a blessing.
Yeah, it is a blessing, man, that you get to be free. That's why I do this. I like doing whatever I want to do with whoever I want to do it with, whatever time I want to do it with.
You talking about the pairs?
Oh yeah, man, I'm talking about the pairs. Yeah, that's my
Nah, I'm
bad.
kidding, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm talking about the pairs, bro. Just this skill set gives you the freedom to do whatever you want to do, and that's all I've asked for,
We
The
already
the
know your
gonna
loyalty
come
to your
regardless.
playing gold, so like we're not gonna test your loyalty, man. But you be playing these like a player.
Bro, I can't put my information out there.
Hey, no disclaimer, trade in the market scary, high risk.
Oh, gee.
Past
So,
this does not predict future results.
so you trade with order blocks, you said?
Yes, I
Okay.
have a
Do you mind breaking
65.
that down? What order blocks are?
Well, in my opinion, order blocks in simple terms are like, you know, I have never put this out, but to me, it's so beautiful how we call it order blocks because order blocks maintain order in the markets and it blocks any other institution that are lesser in valuation or capital to move past those areas. And so it also creates blocks where it maintains and sets the tone for price. It's like I make the rules here, like security guards. But of course, you hear terms like, oh, the last up candle before the down move, or the U-turn, the area where like price literally like decides that this is the end point and this is the low point. Like so I have fun with it, bro. As long as somebody understands that like this is the significant candle that institutions went to have their best pricing, whether for premium prices or discounted prices, then that's all that matters to me. What about you?
What's the question?
Yeah, like what is an order block to you? How do you define an order block?
An order block. Man, I would say an order block for me will have to be a place of supply,
Yeah,
where they don't let price go, from or a range, honestly, too. That can be order blocks.
yeah.
GJ was in a range for days now.
Shit,
You know,
UJ's in a range for days, boy.
bro, I started trading UJ when I first started trading, and
Same
I
here.
just got off that pair, bro. On UJ was the first trade that I ever caught 150 pips during COVID, and that's what got my appetite, to that standard of 150 pips, 100 pips,
Interesting.
So
So what
so
happens when you don't catch 150 pips? Do you like twin traded 75 pips or what?
so if I don't catch 150 pips or 100 pips, or I don't hit the target, if it starts to break structure on lower time frames, and I see that the trade's invalid, I exit. If I start to break structure, there's no reason for me to be on that trade. I would just close it. I don't get upset by it. It's closed. Even if it doesn't hit TP, you got to be able to do that because a win's a win, regardless if it's 150 pips, 280 pips, 50 pips. A win's a win. So, I've had trades that I'm up $3,000 or 3K, and it's just, bro, just returned,
Yeah, I've
and then
experienced that.
I
I
stopped
hate it.
out. But the beauty of it, man, when you have a good skill set and you have a good psychological frame, I would have to say, you can make it all back, man. Because the next day I made it all back
Straight
plus
up.
more.
Straight up, bro. Straight up. I like that. So
Yeah, I made 6% of that trade once I on GJ as well.
nice, nice, nice. All right, so let's go ahead and stop sharing the screen here. And let's go ahead and ask you one last question, bro.
Oh my god.
One last question. So the last question that I want to ask you is, what do you feel has been the most important moment in your trading career so far?
The most important moment is being denied, being denied the ability to eat. You know, when I didn't get paid out by that prop firm, it turned me upside down. Because it fucks with your mind. That's for sure. It fucked with mine, and not being able to eat, bro. Being having got it sit me down and have me wait. To receive more.
Wow.
So you gotta. And what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. And bro, I'm not a bitch, bro. Like James said, I'm putting my balls on the table and go
I
at it.
feel like this song resonates with you well, bro.
I can't hear it. You got to put it out to your microphone.
Oh yeah. Are you familiar? Are you familiar with Superhero by Future?
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
I love this song for a reason, bro. It's like it embodies the energy of like your villain story. Like the moment where you said, nah, this ain't gonna hit. And they messed up for actually denying me that payout because now you done created a whole entire villain and I'm coming back for everything that I'm owed, you know.
bro. I came back for more, bro, and the vision just got clearer. You know, gems cannot be polished without friction, bro. And but and another thing, bro. Now that we're recording, when I was about to get paid out, I asked God for adversity because my life was good. I asked for adversity, bro, and I got it. You know, I went through a breakup, oh, a bunch of shit, bro, a bunch of shit. But bro, you just become stronger because of it. And I took all that energy and I just, bro, became a monster. I understand my strategy better, you know, and bro, I'm not slowing down, bro. Trust me.
Mm, mm. You heard the man. We don't become
Alexander the Great, bro. Aaron the Great.
without adversity. Without adversity. Oh my God. Bro, I'm glad we went out with that statement right there because this is the energy that I match with. Bro, fire. And now we see that this is deeply rooted in his DNA, that he is a beast, he is a bull, and he's not slowing down anytime soon. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man. Brother, it was such a joy and a pleasure and honor to be a recipient of your journey. You know,
Thank you for having me, man.
first time you know, you're not sitting here just listening to reels or watching your own story like through your own lens, but you got to hear it for yourself as the whole audience is watching, and you got to really have a moment there, bro. And I hope this only sparks what's in store for you, man. And wow.
I'm for sure gonna be funded 7 figures by the end of the year, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fortunate
Trust me.
fact. That's a fortunate fact.
I'm
Thank
funded 300K right now, so
Woo! How many?
300K at the moment.
Well done. With fortunes?
200 with fortunes, 100 with another prop firm.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, you know, we'll be waiting. We'll be waiting. But without going any further, guys, this wraps up our interview. Thank you so much for watching, Brother Moreno. It's been a pleasure, man. And I see your future is bright, so don't dim your lights, bro. Peace out, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.